This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive into the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and person in a mask, Stairmaster.
Hello, I am Russian Guyovich.
Oh, somehow I'm not surprised that was the one you went with.
I only get one line of dialogue.
Yeah, you really make it worth it, though, huh?
Yeah, with that choice Russian accent you're doing.
Yeah, very, very real and authentic.
I don't even remember what I said.
Yeah, but it was, it stuck with you. Anyway, with us as always is our other co-host and the Lord of a Country Manor, Kyo.
Yep, that's me up in here in my manor, hanging out, chilling.
Yeah, you were riding a lot of horseback for some reason. Now you're nude, I guess.
Naked.
Just typing up a memo.
I'm living a very eccentric lifestyle, and I feel like you're being a little judgmental.
I mean, if we were that rich, we'd all be nude all the time.
Okay,
Speak
let's
for
see.
yourself.
Depending on the temperature.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, if it's cold, you could turn the heat on. You can afford it.
Well, if we're rich, you can definitely afford it. I don't know. Maybe the heating bill in a mansion is pretty ridiculous, I imagine. That's probably why there's fireplaces.
Yeah, wood's free. You could just go outside and grab some.
Yeah. If you need some wood, it's just the trees are all around you, you know? Just grab some bark off a tree and throw it in the fire.
And just chop a tree down with your axe, man.
Yeah. That makes sense. Anyway, welcome to TV Tuners, where we talk about the latest and greatest in television. If you like what you heard so far, or if you're a fan of the show, why not consider giving us a subscribe on any of the podcatchers of your choice? Apple Podcasts.
I think we've earned it.
Google Play, Stitcher. They're all there, and we're there on them. Yeah.
I'm always with you.
I think we've earned it, guys. I think we've earned that 5-star review and that subscribe.
At least I have.
You should have a photograph of Stairmaster inside of your wallet
That you can look to when you're in need of a pick me up.
You mean Swanson or the listeners?
The listeners.
Yeah, presumably everybody.
Yeah, Swanson as well. Not me though. That's kind of it's kind of weird to do that.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
I think it would be sweet
for Kyoren to have it.
I think it would be heartwarming if he did that.
Oh, okay, maybe I will then.
Thanks.
Anyway, if you like that, you can also find us on Twitter at TV Tuners.
What?
That's right, we're on the tweet machines.
Oh my god, I gotta get on that.
And
wow.
You can use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying.
Yeah, I heard these guys talking about Twitter. That's like a social media site, right?
Yeah, who are these guys?
Yeah, out on the streets, the mean streets.
Was it Jack? Are you talking to Jack?
Was one of them Jack? Popular Twitter creator Jack.
Very popular.
Yeah, Jack from Twitter was on the street saying.
He said, "I'm at Jack.
Please get on my website. I need money desperately."
I don't think he desperately needs money.
I don't think Twitter actually makes any money.
I guarantee you, the founder of Twitter is rich.
I'm sure he's rich, but I don't think Twitter makes any money.
Where'd he get the money from?
He was already rich, probably.
Oh, so he was already rich and made. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Twitter breaks even or something like that.
No. Oh, that's not good enough for some people.
Yeah, breaks even after accounting for its founder's probably ridiculous salary. So yeah. Anyway,
knows?
And you can email us as well. We have an email address. That's right, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
It's like television something at twitter.net or something.
That's right. So if you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, send them to us at that address. All right, and let's get on with the show, huh? What did you guys watch this week?
I watched Dead or Alive, directed by Takashi Mike.
Is that how you say that?
Who knows?
I mean, I don't know how you actually say it, but I don't think it's that.
Sounds like a Japanese name to me.
Takashi Miike?
Sure.
That sounds more accurate.
Yes, that sounds better than Mike. Takashi Mike sounds like the world's worst rapper.
Oh man, I can imagine that now. That'd be like a guy from 2004.
Takashi Mike.
No.
Yeah, he's on a track with Viper.
Yeah, Viper would pronounce his name wrong somehow.
That's how that's probably also how Viper would pronounce Takashi Miki or Mikey or whatever you said his last name was. Mickey.
Oh, did you know that Takashi Miike was in Hostel?
That tracks. Anyway, how was this movie?
Oh, it's good.
Okay. Nothing else to add on that?
No.
Okay.
It's borderline obscene.
All right. Just seems like in another world, maybe you had more to say about it.
No.
All right.
So how was your week?
So I watched The Boys. Yeah. It was, I finished it. It was good. The end.
Good.
Did it make you smile and laugh, or cry?
It made me smile and I guess laugh. I mean, the last episode isn't necessarily hilarious, but
It's like,
It did.
yeah,
It did make
good
you
job.
laugh.
yeah, there are funny parts in that. I mean,
The
there's-
last episode is like when you finish a Mario game and he's like, "Thank you for playing my game."
Is that how you felt during that last episode?
He felt like he accomplished
Is
something
that how
watching
you
it.
felt? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Oh, that's how I felt.
I felt like, wow, that's interesting. I wonder where
I
this
didn't really
goes next
understand the
season.
ending.
Why were you confused?
Like, how did Homelander know about that?
Well, he went to the guy and asked him, the science guy.
But the science guy told him something that contradicted what
Yeah.
he revealed.
Yeah, but then he went back off screen and he said that he went back off screen to the lady. So
I think I missed that part.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
he says it.
That's
I'm gonna-
okay. I get distracted staring at Anthony Starr too.
It's not.
He's so dreamy.
It's not okay, Kyoran. You're going to be tried for this in a
He's
court
not
of
that
law.
attractive, Keo.
Oh, I don't want to go to jail.
You're going to go to TV jail, which is worse than regular jail because all the TV characters who would be in jail are in this jail.
Oh no!
That's a
So,
lot of
like-
TV characters, just so you know.
So
I'm 100%
eBay-
gonna die there.
The cast of Oz, the cast of Seinfeld.
Just not even ones who have been in jail, just ones who should be in jail.
Oh,
So Dexter's
should be.
there, Walter White,
The cast of Seinfeld,
yeah, the cast of Friends.
Weebay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna get shanked or strangled or something day one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is very important stuff here, Kyoran. Your life
Okay,
is
well,
at stake.
Well, can I make a formal apology to stay out of jail?
Let me hear it first.
I deeply regret my decision to not fully pay attention to the show and miss
Okay.
that an important revelation happened off screen.
Yeah, all right, sure, sounds good. Whatever, man.
Okay.
Thank you for playing my game.
All right, yeah. So that's it. Let's talk about the news.
What dark secrets do you have to reveal to us today, Swanson?
Well, as we've discussed numerous times in the past months, the streaming wars are soon beginning as Disney Plus launches in November 11th.
I thought you were gonna say they launched a nuke.
Yeah, well, they might. I mean, Depends on what you consider this news item to be. So they've been, they released the titles that are going to be on there. It's pretty much everything that people could actually want.
The Lion King.
Yeah, that's on there.
Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
Under the Sea.
You mean The Little Mermaid or the song Under the Sea? Because I guess both, technically.
Yes.
And they also released a price point, which is $7 a month, which is lower than every other streaming service. Something that you can afford to do when you are the
When you have a
primary...
monopoly.
Yeah, when you are the primary owner of entertainment. Disney Plus also has offered a new idea into the marketplace.
Ooh?
That's right. Offline streaming has been a thing since Netflix has been around. But now, Disney is going to offer you to keep those titles that you've downloaded, even when they're off the service.
Great
Wow.
stuff.
Well,
Thanks, Disney.
thank you, streaming daddy.
It's almost like I get to own something I purchased.
That's right. As
Well, I
long
have
as
to-
you keep subscribing, you get to keep these items that you've downloaded forever.
You're going, yeah, it's like a video store, but the rental period is eternity.
Yeah, that makes it sound so much better.
Yeah, I
And
can't
also,
wait to-
they have access to Fox's catalog of cinema.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Although
there's-
not a lot of it is actually on Disney Plus. I assume most of it's going to go to most of the
The
racier
vault.
stuff is going to go to Hulu, not the
Oh,
Vault.
you mean like Dragon Ball Super Broly?
Sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to keep paying Disney every month.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Kieran. If you don't want to play for Disney Plus, you can play for Hulu, also owned by Disney.
Yes.
For $8 a month.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Wow. He's hardcore. He'll take them both.
Doesn't Disney Plus have a package that's Hulu and Disney?
It's Hulu and Disney and ESPN, also owned by Disney.
Wow!
Wait, Disney owns ESPN too?
Yes.
Yes.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, the only reason that they don't own the sports networks that Fox used to have is because
Monopoly laws.
is the already lax monopoly laws. We're like, okay, even that's a little too far, bud.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I mean, I already forgot that Disney owns me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah!
As fans of the podcast will know, Disney did recreate Kyoran in an animated form.
Yeah,
In
and,
computer animated form. Very
Yeah.
yeah. Before they said I was kind of freaky looking, but now I'm like early PS2 CG.
Yeah, they're really sort of putting the work
Wow,
in on you.
over 1 million polygons. It looks just like Toy Story.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Also owned by Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good about this whole situation, and I love Disney, our overlords.
Yeah, all hail our mouse overlords, as they allow you to basically fill an entire hard drive with movies as long as you pay them.
Yeah, just gotta keep paying. Keep that money rolling, and you can have what you want. You can enjoy this delicious Disney feast.
Well, let's move on from the streaming services to network television.
My other favorite thing.
CBS has been running into some luck as of late because all of its new shows have been successful enough to get full season orders.
Wow.
Wow.
All of them. That includes the one that we've recently covered, Evil.
Prodigal Son. Oh.
That Prodigal Son is Fox.
Sorry.
Same thing.
It's almost as if you should have waited for me to say it because you knew I was going to.
Sorry.
Anyway, Evil, the show about demons that aren't actually there.
But maybe they will be.
Demons could be there at some point, but who knows?
There might be
not.
demons, there might not. Tune in for Evil to find out.
So yeah, Evil has been renewed for a second season already, in addition to its full season order. That's right. So they're so impressed with whatever's going on in Evil Town that they decided they're gonna ask for more, even though it's the lowest rated of their programming.
It's the lowest rated program there has ever been.
No.
There's only one viewer a week now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's me.
I wonder what that. Oh, good.
And I'm not
You can
watching
tell us
this
what
show.
happened. Oh.
But I did look at the synopsises to see if we're missing something. And honestly, guys, we might be missing something.
Well, somebody's got to have faith in it.
What did you see, Swanson?
Well,
Tell
let's
us
take
what your alpha see.
let's take for instance episode 4, Rose 390, in which a family requests a formal evaluation of their 9-year-old son Eric to settle the belief that he is possessed by a demon. What ends up happening is that they believe that his virtual reality headset has been controlled by a demon and it's controlling him.
Oh, you hate to see it.
So, like, the headset shows, like, a racist Knuckles that tells him to do bad things.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. No, actually, it's a mysterious girl named Rose 390.
Oh, no. Well, is it a demon? I need to know.
No.
Oh. What is it, then?
It's a computer.
So, wait, someone programmed a computer to be racist?
So according to the synopsis, spoilers for this episode, I guess, the son has been murdered by his family at the end.
Holy So wait,
What?
the parents were demons.
That's a turn. Well, then what is Rose?
Wow, he's just a virtual reality character.
What is that?
Like a harmless one?
I guess, yeah.
Does Nick Coulter kill the parents?
No, the parents, I guess, just go to jail.
Oh. Does Nick Coulter say anything?
Mike Coulter, no. I don't know. I didn't watch the episode. The description doesn't say Mike Coulter says this line.
Why are you so angry? Are you possessed by a demon?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, though. It's probably just something very understandable and explainable.
Probably.
Yeah, like it was just a dream or a computer or a murderous family, I guess.
That made the computer?
Sure. But you also...
The show sounds like deeply disappointing.
There's also an earlier episode that ends with us finding out that Mike Coulter purchases hallucinogens, and which he uses to receive visions from God.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think most people who are priests in training usually just pray.
Yeah, and like don't eat for a day so they have hallucinations, not drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sit in a dark desert cave where they can't see or hear anything.
Yeah, they live on their own underground. Anyway, CBS is the first, but not last, to renew series. The already mentioned Prodigal Son has gotten a full season order as well over at Fox.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they probably were like, sign us up for more murder family.
Now, if only they could do a crossover.
Oh yeah, you think Michael Sheen's character is possessed by a demon?
Maybe.
But then it turns out it's not a demon, it was just like a man on the phone or something.
That was the man he
Mr.
called?
Black.
Yeah.
It's Kiefer Sutherland from Phone Booth.
This looks like the greatest crossover of all time.
You're gonna say it was a demon. I need you to say it was a demon. Anyway, moving on from renewed shows to shows that had already ended that are brought back, aka revived shows. It hasn't been that long since Adventure Time ended, just last year, actually. But it's already coming back to HBO Max.
But I thought they finished it. I thought they completed the story.
It's almost as if there's other things you could tell in this world.
No.
Oh.
Nope.
The end.
Well, Adventure Time is coming back for some hour-long specials, exclusively on HBO Max. The first two of which are set to premiere in 2020.
Does it feature all of our favorites, like Stretchy Dog and Hoodie Guy?
Presumably,
Yes.
Stretchy Dog and that guy are going to be there, sure. Each one
I
seems
thought
to
And
his
Pink
name was
Woman?
Sword Kid.
Yeah, Sword Kid.
be... Yeah.
Link.
Each of them do seem like they're going to be focused on specific characters. There's one focused on BMO, who is the video game boy.
Is
Or
this the one
creature.
for the little elephant?
Even the one who's the Game Boy?
Yeah. There's one focused on Marceline and Princess Bubblegum, who, spoilers for the ending, became a lesbian couple.
Yeah, they're in lesbians.
There's one focusing on Peppermint Butler, who I don't even remember.
Oh, you mean from Peanuts?
Yes. Yeah, classic Peanuts character, Peppermint Butler. Also believed to be a lesbian by some circles.
Oh yeah, Peppermint Butler takes out like the football
Well, that other
when
girl's always calling her sir. Right?
And that's what that's what you think a relationship is between two women.
Maybe.
Peppermint Butler takes out the football when
No.
Charles
That's
Brown
Lucy.
tries to kick it.
Totally different.
She's a therapist,
And
not a lesbian.
the final one is, of course, going to bring together Sword Boy and Stretchy Dog.
Oh, are they going to go on an adventure?
I mean, presumably. Anyway, all of these specials are going to be coming to HBO Max, and what is yet another coup for the fledgling service.
Yeah, that's a pretty drastic change, going from Cartoon Network to HBO.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as
I
if
wonder how they're
HBO
gonna
Max.
adjust to that R rating.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think fucks?
Finn and Jake.
Oh, so they're just that.
Oh, maybe this was on Cinemax.
Yeah. Yeah, it might seem like such a weird choice for this to be on HBO Max before you realize that HBO Max is just the name of Warner Media's streaming service. Warner, of course, owns Cartoon Network. Which
Why is
makes
it called HBO Max then?
they want to
Because it's a home box office, Keo.
to the max.
You can watch movies at home.
Max of them. You can watch a max of them.
You
As
can
many
watch
as
the
you
maximum
want.
amount of movies that a human being can watch.
Yeah, but when I think of HBO, I think of like a sweaty man on my screen walking around doing
Omar.
serious stuff.
Sweaty Omar.
You talking about
Yeah.
Omar, Tony Soprano?
Yeah.
Well, how often did Tony get sweaty?
Often, I imagine.
I think
That dude looks
Sopranos was-
sweaty.
He's like
No.
Mr. Sweat. He's like sweaty all day. He's like walking around.
Don't you remember how The Sopranos sometimes would open with him being like, "Oh, I'm sweating my balls off over here."
Christopher, give me another fucking towel.
I gotta wipe my balls down.
And then you watch him.
Yeah, there's a
And,
very
sometimes the
extensive
episode
shot.
would just fade in on
They're
his
allowed to
balls
show it
being
because
wiped.
it's HBO.
Yeah, they could do that. Anyway, yeah, we can look forward to more of these sort of things. To HBO Max, again, the streaming service for Warner Brothers. It's great. All right, well, that's it for the news, but before we get into the rest of the show, it's time for us to take a quick break. While we take that break, why don't you sit back and listen to another podcast on our network. That's right, as always.
Those guys.
Yeah, these guys. Get ready for this. As always, we are part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. We're proud to be part of them, and this group is also part of them. These individuals are going to tell you what they're all about, and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, we've got a history with these guys. We had this recording set up before, and they just completely came in and just commandeered it, and they recorded this little clip on our old setup. They just completely stole it from us.
Yeah, they record their
And
entire
they tied you
podcast
to a
on it.
chair.
Well, yeah, but that's normal. We do that as well when you're
They
not
hit me
when you're
over
not
the
in
head.
line.
They hit me over the head with a pistol.
Well, yeah, we also do that when
They
you're
called
not
me
in
Toby.
line. Oh, well, we don't do that. Who's Toby?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we don't approve of that. That's a little too far.
Yeah, calling him Toby? That's not his name. His name is Stairmaster.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess you can listen to these guys if you want.
Hi, I'm Brad.
This is Rob.
And I'm Dustin.
You guys, I messed up.
I hate him so much, Rob.
Kill yourself already. Jeez.
Oh, we can't use this one. Because you dropped the F-bomb and you told him to kill himself.
Oh, did I say something wrong?
Only on Big Heads Media.
Yes! Nailed it!
God, I hate you guys.
Alright, yeah, so that's their whole deal. Alright, so now it's time for a segment near and dear to everyone's heart. It's time for Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo!
Bum 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 bum. Huh?
Very classic song. Nice little spin on it. Yeah, welcome to Trailer Blazers, where we talk about the latest and greatest in trailers. It's been kind of a slow week in general, which leads us to a trailer for something out of the ordinary, maybe. We don't normally tackle documentary programs on the podcast.
Programs.
But this one seemed like one that would be
Pogroms.
very interesting to Stairmaster in particular.
What's that?
I don't know. It just seems like a type of thing that you would you'd be fascinated by.
Yeah, back in the early
I don't
'90s.
like this. I don't like this.
Back in the early '90s, people used to refer to Stairmaster as the Warden.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
They
Please.
used to call him the Warden because he was a glutton for punishment.
Wait, that's the opposite of
Sorry, for doling out punishment.
Oh, yeah, but that was back in San Francisco. Completely unrelated to this trailer we saw.
That's right. We watched the trailer for the documentary "The Devil Next Door," which is a docu-series about the first man who was accused of being Ivan the Terrible. Is that right? Sure.
Wait,
Huh?
wait, you said first man?
Yeah, there is a second person who's been accused of being Ivan the Terrible.
Oh.
How are they not sure?
Because
it
he
did happen in 1944.
Yeah. They don't know where his whereabouts were after the war. So they weren't sure. I presume watching this docuseries will tell you how they weren't sure. But I don't know. Anyway, in this, it's a lot of talking heads because, it's a documentary. This guy is accused of being Ivan the Terrible, who's just been hanging out in plain sight in America this whole time since the war. But is it really him? That's the question.
Can you imagine just being arrested and accused of being Ivan the Terrible?
Yeah, that must be terrible.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been arrested before and accused of being,
A Holocaust perpetrator.
Yeah, it's not great. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like
That's really weird how that's happened to all three of us.
Yeah,
like
we're not like
when
old.
Swanson, when Swanson was brought in, I was also brought in accused of being Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, of even older person who did slightly less terrible crimes.
Yeah, like I don't know how they accused me of that though. Like I don't think I was alive back when he did those crimes.
And you don't drink people's blood.
Well,
Well,
I mean-
that part is patently false. He has a goblet right now.
Oh dear.
yeah. Do you want to sit?
Will I turn into a vampire if I drink this?
Well, I mean, only if you want to be a vampire.
Okay. Glug.
Wait, did you want to be a vampire or no?
Yes.
Well, obviously he
Oh,
glugged,
okay.
he glugged it and chugged it.
Yeah, you didn't even hesitate slightly.
Yeah.
I reject my humanity.
Of course, as you might expect from something like this, Israel gets involved.
Okay, Swan.
Because it's
They have some-
because it's
some
involving
kind
the Holocaust,
Oh,
Stairmaster.
that's, the way you said it, Swanson. Sir, it sounded like you had a grudge there.
Anyway,
Swanson does not like it when people get back.
He doesn't like it when Israel gets involved.
Just like it when they get involved in their own affairs.
I don't like Israel's attitude. Anyway, yeah, so it seems interesting enough, I guess, as far as documentaries go. Stairmaster, would you watch this? If it was on TV, would you be like, I guess I'll keep it on
I
TV.
mean, it is on TV. It's on
Netflix. They kind of ruin it though by pointing out that it was fake the whole time in the middle of the trailer.
At the end, they just have someone. Yeah, in the middle, they just have someone say, "And it was all fake." It's very strange.
Yeah, it's like. I mean, that's like if they said that Ted Bundy died at the beginning of the Bundy files, the Bundy tapes.
Well, they said, "Don't worry, he's dead."
Anyways, the real Ivan the Terrible is probably dead now.
Well, yeah, this guy's dead too. So.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's the as time marches on, all horrible people die.
Hold on. This guy was accused a second time in 2011
By Germany.
As a different war criminal. At
Yeah.
a different concentration camp.
And was also found guilty. Way to ruin the end of the documentary.
Oh my god! What a...
How does that happen? I kind of need to know now.
Wow!
Yeah, doesn't that make this
Can you
documentary
imagine,
interesting
like,
now?
that first court case, how he must have felt when he got acquitted?
He's like, wow.
I can't believe I got away with it.
The best part is that they were just saying, oh, like, he wasn't lying. He was like, no, I'm not this Ivan the Terrible guy. Yeah, I'm a Nazi, but I'm not that guy.
Like, I did some really horrible stuff, but not that stuff.
It's
Hold
pretty...
on, I don't think he's technically a Nazi. I think he was just a collaborator, guys. There's a big difference, you know.
And how many died in the Holocaust?
I can't believe this is the guard tower Stairmaster wants to die on.
Well,
What do you think of the number 6 million, Stair? How's that sound?
it's too bad I can't do a Joe Biden impression. I would have said more than 3.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been really funny.
And you could talk about your friend Rap Rock.
What was Rap Rock doing in the 40s?
I don't think he was born yet. Or I guess he was, probably.
It's too bad we can't get Corn Pop to comment on this.
Oh man, I bet he's got a free schedule.
You can probably ask him. He's not busy.
Yeah, just dig him out of the grave.
Boy, you think he's? Oh yeah, he did die.
All right, well, that's it for Trailer Blazers. So it's time to move on to our main event. We watched a show.
We watched The Watchmen.
And 2 of us didn't understand it. 1 of us did. Can you guess,
Well,
viewers at home, which
I
2
think-
understood it?
Okay, to make this more difficult, me and Swanson did read the graphic novel.
So you were confused by stuff, Kieran, is what you're saying?
I was
Well,
also baffled, but for different reasons, I think.
yeah, I mean, I understood what was happening on the screen moment to moment, I guess.
Well, so what were you baffled by mainly?
I don't know what this show's getting at.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's not like patently obvious at the moment, but I feel like it's clearly talking about like
Fascism in America.
yeah, it's very racially motivated in terms of like what it's talking about. So
Yeah, I understand that much, but like, what's their point?
I don't think you can.
I do kind of wonder what their point is. I think I know what it is, but I'm not confident.
Yeah, I don't think you can say at the end of like a first episode of a series, what's the point of this altogether?
Yeah, maybe not, but at the same time, that was the only question in my head most of the time I was watching this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we kind of assumed that you read Watchmen.
Or at least, I mean, I figured I wanted to see. I was at least somewhat interested how the show would do if you hadn't read Watchmen. I think it's okay on its own if you hadn't read Watchmen. It's probably better if you had. But
Yeah, the only thing I know about Watchmen is that there's a man and he wears a mask and his name is Rorschach because he's a psychologist.
oh no
he's a psych-
He's a psycho. Yes.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't think he was a psychologist.
Okay, good.
Keel likes what he talks about and agrees with all of his opinions.
Rorschach is sort of like the original Alex Jones.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, when you think about it, And
Except
hopefully,
Alex Jones wasn't physically fit at any point in his life.
true. And to date, Alex Jones has not been blown into a million pieces by a cosmic god.
Well, that's probably what's going to happen to him.
I mean, that's definitely where his story arc is trending.
Yeah, true. Anyway, as for this show, we open up in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921 for the very real Black Wall Street Massacre.
Yeah, we all knew about that, right?
I mean, it's hard to tell.
There's a lot of people who were like, just thought that was a thing Watchmen made up.
Yeah, this is a thing. Well, it's understandable because apparently it's not been mentioned until very recently in history.
The Oklahoma Authority basically strong-armed people into not talking about it until like the late 90s.
Yeah, for years. For decades.
Watchmen had to make up some racist stuff that happened.
Yeah, I can't believe they totally made up this stuff like airplanes. Come on, dudes.
Yeah, white authority figures would never drop bombs on black domiciles.
Yeah.
That's just too far.
Anyway, this is a very tense opening. I like sort of it gives me it's sort of a good entryway into the things that I do like about this show, which is sort of their ability to create tension, and also the directing is very nice the entire time.
And also, it's a nice little homage to Superman.
Yes, that as well. Also, starting on a silent movie is, especially one where a black man has a rope tied around a white man, is very good. So anyway, we see a little child who is trying to get away in a basket after his parents.
Yeah, they put him in the basket.
Yeah,
their last son of Tulsa.
Yeah, so he tries to get away free, but everyone else around him dies other than like a baby.
Yeah,
that
because the plane drops a bomb on them.
Yeah, very cool of that.
Which did
plane.
happen in real life.
Yeah, they're private planes armed by.
Definitely not flown by lawmen.
Yep, totally. Not lawmen of any kind. Just totally independent people.
Mm-hmm.
Random folks out there with their planes and bombs.
Yep. Anyway, 98 years later, after this orphaned boy has escaped to safety, we see a man driving down the highway.
Yeah, and racism is fixed now by then.
Well, yeah, I mean, this white man is listening to rap music.
Yeah, there you go. Case closed.
Not at all a juxtaposition, given what we find out about this particular man later.
Is that music diegetic? Or is it part of the scene, or is that just?
He's listening
I guess
to
it would
it.
have to be.
He turns it off when he gets pulled over.
Yes, it would have. Yes.
So he gets pulled over, and this is our first indication that we are not in the world that we, as we understand it. A police officer shows up in a mask. Mm-hmm. It's a very nice way of framing the scene, like in case someone's watching this and wasn't sure of what Watchmen's whole deal was, or at least what this new or at least what this take on Watchmen is going to be. So yeah, there's a standoff. This guy is giving off bad vibes the entire time. So the cop goes and I like this opening bit where we start to think that like maybe the cops are like not complete tyrants. I mean, he has all of the right like codes and stuff that he's doing, right? Like they have like
he has. Well, I mean they have this thing where the guns are locked up and you have to get them buzzed in from the central control.
Yeah, and he's also has a body cam on. And he's asking if they consent to everything that's going on or whatever.
And he's right to use deadly force in the situation.
Yeah, and so then he gets shot a bunch of times by this man who is wearing.
Let's just beg the question, why did he stop that car at night if he didn't have his gun on him?
Well, you can't have your gun on you unless you
I know,
feel
so
like your
why would
life
he-
is threatened.
So why would you go up to him in the first place if you didn't have your gun on you?
It was just a routine stop. You have to. I assume the law is that you have to stop them before you can figure out if your life is in jeopardy.
Yeah, anyways, this guy gets owned.
Yeah, a white supremacist group is pretty much the exact kind of legacy you would expect from Rorschach. It's at least what he deserves.
But the weird thing is, you think that the police would be hand in hand with these guys, ideologically speaking.
Well, the police, as we see them in Oklahoma, do seem to be predominantly people of color, so I don't think they would be hand in hand with them. So yeah, and also because they're vigilantes, probably, and that's illegal in the world of the Watchmen.
I mean, aren't vigilantes illegal everywhere?
Yeah, they are.
Well,
think
the
in most
idea in the
countries-
Watchmen world is that superheroes were part of the government at one point until they weren't.
Well, they were like government improved. I mean, some of them were working for the government, like the comedian. Others
Or Dr. Manhattan, who also literally was in Vietnam, which we find out later became a state, which is some wild world building. But, I'm here for it, honestly. The idea that we won the war in Vietnam and then just made it a state is great. And
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan is a blue man who lives beyond time and also gets horny
yeah,
and is naked.
and it may or may
And
not
his
show up later in this show. Who knows?
And when his girlfriend gets too old, he dumps her for a new one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
mentioned
see
he
his
lives
dick dong?
beyond time. Yes, he has a big dong.
We see it, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it flops around.
There was a
and
big
stuff.
controversy when the movie came out, and you
Yeah.
could see his dick dong as well.
Also, this show has been in production since 2015. Originally, Zack Snyder was going to be helming this show, so I think we dodged a bullet.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, we get introduced to our main character, played by Regina King. She goes by, I think her character name is Sister Knight. I don't remember her
I
actual
thought it was
name.
Night Sister.
Either way, she's like a nun type.
But also, she's a Batman type.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in the sense that anyone who wears black is a Batman type.
Okay, I guess she's a Green Hornet type since she has a car.
And also, yeah, she does have a literal Green Hornet sort of eye makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she shows up, beats some people up. That's very cool of her. But
Well, yeah, she beats up a guy and brings him into police custody on a hunch.
yeah, which
And
is
then they put him in this Abu Dhabi pod.
I want to get to that in a sec. but,
Yes.
because that's like one of my favorite scenes in this episode. But first, I like that we get this. There's like some subtle world building going on here that's like not. It doesn't give like a whole bunch of like there's not a whole ton of exposition. This scene with her in the school is probably the most like obvious exposition going on, and I kind of enjoy that. Like I don't understand why squids are raining from the.
Well, I
Oh,
thought
it's
you guys
because of the
did.
squid blew up. And it's
Oh, so the squid blew up because the squid. Okay.
Yeah, so now the Earth is just cursed to be rained upon by squids.
So Kyorain.
Yeah, you guys please explain this to me.
Oh, yeah.
So the crux of the ending to Watchmen is that one of the quote-unquote heroes, a man by the name of Ozymandias,
Does a false flag attack on New York.
yeah,
By
to
having
prevent
a genetically modified creature explode and destroy the entire city. And
Right.
makes it look like it's an alien. In order to get the United States and the USSR to work together instead of nuking each other.
And the reason that he has come to this is because his whole power is that he has like exceptional skills with mathematics and like problem solving. And he has determined that the chances of nuclear war are almost unavoidable, so that he is going to try and bring them together by using another force,
Yes.
which is an alien threat of some sort,
In the movie, he frames Dr. Manhattan.
which is
And everyone.
stupider.
So he blows up a squid?
He blows up
blows
a
up a
fake
squid in
squid,
New York.
yes. It's a...
Well, it's a real squid.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
that's
another
right.
squid. It's a genetically modified squid, but
Yeah.
they think it's an alien. It's
The squid was a crisis actor. Anyway, yeah, and Rorschach threatens to reveal the whole plot, thus getting murdered.
so. Yes, Dr. Manhattan blows him up.
Mm-hmm.
But his journal gets out into the Alex Jones world anyways, which is where the Rorschach people come from.
Yeah, it's also where you might have heard, I don't know if either of you did, but there's a news broadcast at some point, or a radio broadcast at some point where someone says that they don't believe that, they believe that the government is making up trans-dimensional attacks.
Yes, I remember that. And we do get that question in the pod scene.
Yeah. Yeah, so we get into some more of these other police characters. I was mentioning the world building at first because I wanted to mention that I enjoy the idea that something, we don't get a whole lot of info on it, but something happened in which cops have decided that they need to hide their identities.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just killing people.
Yeah,
And
apparently. Which leads to all of them essentially becoming superheroes, which is it's on the nose, but it's in a good, like a fun way. I think I enjoy it mainly because the costumes are fun. There's a random Russian guy here for some reason. Well, actually, it makes sense now that you mentioned the thing about the ending of the Watchmen. Of course, there's a Russian guy here. The USSR teamed up with America.
They're best pals now, thanks to squids.
Yeah, the Russian guy is listed as Red Scare, which is a pretty good name. There's also a dude named Panda who just wears a giant panda head mask. Appreciated it.
And it's also very anti-lethal force.
Yeah, although
makes you wonder how he became a cop in the first place.
Yeah,
I think maybe in this world cops are a little better than in ours.
Oh, so it's a fantasy show.
Yeah, it's just like a fake world.
Yeah, like this show where squids are raining from the sky is not directly based on reality.
A show where squids are raining from the sky and Robert Redford has been president for 30 years.
Oh yeah.
Another.
Oh yeah, the 25th Amendment doesn't exist in the Watchmen universe. Richard Nixon got it thrown out.
Yeah, and then promptly lost to Robert Redford, who has been the president for 30 years.
No, I thought he got impeached in Ford.
He doesn't.
And then Redford gets elected in '92.
No, I don't think he gets impeached. I think Ford just follows after him. So I guess Ford loses to him because that makes sense, I guess. But either way, the joke in Watchmen is that Robert Redford is essentially the opposite of like a Ronald Reagan type, where it's a liberal actor instead of a highly conservative one. Anyway, we don't get much of that. It's just the fun little, throwaway gag.
So he's not the devil.
Robert Redford?
It still seems like America's turtling towards fascism, just a different branch.
Yeah, well, it's almost as if
timeline.
Anybody running a country for 30 years is probably not a good thing.
Yes.
It's almost as
I
if
think we should
you should
bring
have
back kings.
You think we should have sort of like a fiefdom?
Fiefdom.
Yeah. No, this is a
fiefdom. Do not steal my gimmick. I will cut you.
Well, it's hard to tell what your gimmick is, Stairmaster.
Oh yeah.
Well, his gimmick now is that he's got a knife.
Group. Yeah.
Yeah. Stairmaster's notoriously straight. We tried to like get him to do gay stuff. No.
He's very stern about it. Like we're like, come on. And
I only podcast so the ladies can listen.
So, eventually, what we get to is the scene that Stairmaster had mentioned before, and also my favorite of the masked characters.
It's a void comp test, but for racism.
Yeah. So we get introduced earlier to this man, because I remembered when we were getting introduced to the chief of police, who I'm assuming doesn't wear a mask as a choice. They don't say
he doesn't wear a mask. He just people seem to really be eager to take their masks off in the show.
Well, around each other, but I don't think they seem pretty but
those masks are stuffy and uncomfortable. You gotta take them off.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get introduced to him. He's watching an all-black version of Oklahoma,
which is pretty.
Which is sort of like how Mike Pence watched Hamilton. If you want to get political. analyzing this.
What, you mean that he just sort of sat there confused?
I'm just saying they're watching the subversive,
Yeah.
supposedly subversive.
I do like the idea of an all-black version of Oklahoma, one of the whitest musicals imaginable. But I wanted to go back to the scene because we get introduced to Wade, who they don't say it, I don't think, at all, but his code name is Looking Glass because his mask is like a reflexive mirror, and he gets introduced by the chief telling him to put his mask down so he can tie his tie in it, and that's a power move if I've ever seen one. Just using someone else's mask to tie your tie. But Looking Glass really shows off what he can do visually in this pod scene that we get. It's good stuff. This is just quality work here. So we get put in this sort of like interrogation chamber where a bunch of different images flash around the screen. Looking Glass.
Yeah, they're all kind of symbolic in their own way. We get like the atom bomb.
Yeah.
The original American flag.
A couple Nazi symbols show up.
Yes.
Then a couple times there's a Rorschach symbol. So that he uses this to determine his dilation in his pupils and stuff like that. And also the scene just fucking rocks. Like the music can be a little weird at times in this show, but for this scene, I think it worked really well. And yeah, as always, as I was saying, my favorite thing about this entire show is the directing, and it's really shines in this scene. So he figures out that the guy knows something, so Sister Knight decides to interrogate him some more by beating the shit out of him.
Presumably
that's the best kind of interrogation.
Presumably to death. You can see like the blood pooling out of the door, sort of like a homage to that one scene in Watchmen.
Yeah,
where Rorschach drowns the guy in the prison bathroom.
Yeah, so this is one of our most obvious instances in this first episode that maybe the cops aren't the good guys.
No, I'm pretty sure like beating someone to death is a great way to get information.
I mean, she did bring him in on a hunch in the first place,
and then apologized for it sort of half-assedly before murdering him.
But not really, just to get his guard down.
Yeah,
so she could throw him into the beat-down chamber.
So eventually, they lead an attack on where they think the cavalry is hanging out, complete with them using what I'm assuming is like Institute for every precinct. This is for Kyorain. There was a guy in Watchmen named Night Owl who was essentially the Batman anagram, only he was schlubbier and like not Batman at all.
Well, the second Night Owl was schlubby.
Yeah.
The first one was competent but got old.
But they had they had this thing which was called like, I actually don't know the name of it, but it was like an owlmobile sort of deal that flew around. But since he has been MIA, I guess we don't know what happened to him. I feel like the government
He's
took
been missing for 3 years.
I think he just retired after Watchmen happened.
I mean, I probably would.
After seeing your kind of friend blow up.
No, he doesn't see it in the comic.
Oh. But he probably could hear it.
Another useless thing that gets added to the movie is they have when Rorschach dies in the comic, no one really gives a shit.
But I don't know. It's kind
of,
I feel like, I mean, it kind of was a little bit over the top, but
in the movie or
in the movie
comic?
When Night Owl just sees him blow up and runs up and beats Vape down for like.
Yeah, Kyorain, there's a
like
scene.
90 seconds.
There's a scene in the movie where his Night Owl and Rorschach are sort of friends throughout the movie. Night Owl watches Rorschach get blown up and just goes, "No!"
And then
well, if I saw you explode, I'd be like, "No!"
Well, would you then attack the omnipresent God being that killed me?
Or I would beg him for mercy. One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wouldn't begrudge
but
you.
he
I would do the
doesn't
same.
punch out Dr. Manhattan. He punches out Adrian Veidt.
Oh, that's right.
Instead, yeah.
Yeah, the movie.
Well, I mean, you
stands there and takes it because he's also superhumanly strong.
Yeah.
You can't punch Dr. Manhattan. He's too strong.
Or your fist will just go right through him.
Yeah, because he can become incorporeal.
Or he'll grab your hand and make you touch his penis.
Yeah, he's too
and
strong.
then you'll jerk him off.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
So
just teleport
addicted.
back and forth in your grip
uh,
or to achieve maximum pleasure.
was I the only one watching this scene with the cattle
cow
with
shootout?
the cattles, thinking like, damn, they're really just going through their livestock real quick.
Yeah, that's just. Those
Look,
cows
I mean-
aren't cheap.
Yeah,
You gotta shoot someone. You shoot him. Don't worry about the cattle.
yeah.
Also, it feels like if this paramilitary group has access to like belt-fed machine guns and airplanes, you think like the National Guard would be like patrolling this. It'd look more like the Troubles than what we get here.
Yeah. I think the reason that they have this old stuff is because gun laws are way different in this world. Because we hear something about having to
Yes.
wait 6 months to get a pistol from someone
Robert
who's
Redford took all the guns for himself.
yeah. He
They're
uses
all
them in
the
his
back of
movies.
They're all in the back of his vacuum shop.
That was Robert Forrester, but okay.
Fuck.
Robert Redford is the bad guy at the end of Winter Soldier.
Oh, I guess he's the bad guy at the end of Winter Soldier. That's correct.
Yeah. But yeah, sort of. He's the
He's the
master.
other antagonist.
He's the mastermind, quote unquote. Anyway, so yeah, they use this owlmobile to take.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, they use the flamethrower to blow up a plane as it tries to get away, which is a choice. Of course, they mess it up and then they end up crashing it. But yeah, the entire scene is just good stuff. I don't know, really. There's not much to say about it other than I liked it. I don't know.
It was It was entertaining, but I didn't really know what they were getting at with it. It was
You
like,
mean,
yeah,
like-
these guys seem pretty bad. I guess I'm glad they're.
Yeah,
Getting
but also
attacked.
the cops seem kind of incompetent.
Yeah, well, to be fair, this is also a lot of setup as we find out that this is not the end of this particular story. As it turns out, there's more to this season of television than just this one episode.
Well, I was already lost from the beginning because I never saw Watchmen. So
Well, yeah, I didn't know how well this show was going to hold up on its own, so I don't know.
Keel, you gotta read the manga.
Yeah, Keo, how can you be expected to watch the sequel series if you haven't read the manga?
I don't read, man.
Does this feel like what it would be like if you watched Dragon Ball GT having never watched Dragon Ball Z?
Oh.
Well, that's a very complicated discussion, Swanson. But I think Dragon Ball GT is pretty far removed from Dragon Ball Z, actually.
I think this is more removed from Watchmen than Dragon Ball GT is from Dragon Ball Z. Like, how many actual references to the events of the...
They keep talking about events that I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, we don't know what they're talking about either, honestly. Most of the events are stuff that didn't happen in the comics.
Why don't we
okay,
run
well-
it down? Ask us everything that you were confused about and we'll answer it.
Well, I'm not going to be able to recite these proper nouns to you.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Kyoran only knows improper nouns.
Yeah, like man, individual, thing.
British.
Well, that's technically a proper noun. So yeah, we cut away from that scene to an old man.
Oh, I remember the word stuff.
Oh, okay.
So can you explain all that stuff to me?
Yeah,
You mean
it
that
was
stuff?
it was superhero stuff.
Okay.
So then we get an old man riding a horse. This is a very weird interjection, but I don't know because I don't know what to make of it. Apparently, according to Damon Lindelof, who you might remember from the Leftovers or Lost.
Comic books.
Oh yeah, I guess he writes comic books sometimes. He confirmed that this is Ozymandias.
Oh, yeah, that's what I saw people speculating, but that doesn't make any sense because Ozymandias, a.k.a. Adrian Veidt, wasn't British.
Oh, yeah. Ozymandias, the guy who exploded a squid.
Yes.
Is he British? I didn't hear.
He wasn't British. He was American. He was born in America.
No,
With a
I
British
didn't.
accent.
I didn't hear him using a British accent in this.
Oh, he sounded British to me.
I mean, it is Jeremy Irons is a British actor, but I didn't. I thought he was just using like a posh accent.
Kia, was he British?
Yes, and sometimes people in America are just born with British accents. It's like
Oh,
a
what a
disability.
Oh yeah, you hate to see it. Whenever you hear your baby's first words and it's "Oi, governor,"
Sorry, Mom. Came out wrong.
birth defect, mum.
What's
Yeah.
full of convex?
Yeah, I don't. I guess I didn't think about that. That is sort of odd. Although, what I was more I guess I just don't know where this is going. So it just seems like a weird like detour. But it's wacky enough.
He's gonna show up and he's gonna do some really important stuff. He's gonna like jump through a window.
I mean, to be fair, in the actual Watchmen comic, Ozymandias doesn't really do anything until the very end. So this makes sense.
Oh, besides catch a bullet at one point.
Oh yeah, he.
He fakes his own assassination attempt.
Yeah, and he
And accidentally kills his secretary doing so.
and he catches a bull with his just with his hands, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Because he's a superhero, Kieran. You get
Yes.
it.
He's gonna jump through a window.
He's he's got like perfect athletic prowess.
Yeah, and I mean, he still seems pretty fit for an old guy.
Anyways, yeah, he's riding a horse and he's up to his castle and he strips nude and it looks like his female servant, maid lady, is jerking him off.
But she's just rubbing his like thighs, I think.
But I think that might be her jerking him off. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
He's very sensitive thighs.
It would not be out of character, I don't think, for him to be receiving a dispassionate hand job.
I mean, I guess it fits. Anyway, he says that he's writing a play. He's also happy to receive a watch. Wonder what that's all about.
Oh, like Watchmen.
Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? So
Hey, wait, is Watchmen named after like watches or watching like with your eyes?
well, Watchmen was the name of a group of
It was
superheroes.
called, yes, and it was inspired by the saying "Who watches the Watchmen."
Yeah.
So like they all wear like Rolexes.
No,
No, their idea is
That would
that
be
they're going
funny.
to watch over the people.
and also the watch part was kind of a reference to the Doomsday Clock, since nuclear war was a huge theme.
Yeah. Damon Lindelof said that he wanted to do for the Tulsa riots what Watchmen did for the Doomsday Clock. So I don't know what that means, but
I mean, making it the opening scene of the series certainly made a lot of people aware of it.
yeah, I mean, I appreciate
I
that
guess.
much, I guess. So after this scene, we get the Chief and Sister Knight hanging out. They're hanging out with their families and they're having a
Just
good time
hanging out,
together.
hanging out with the family.
They're having themselves a
ourselves
party. Yeah, they really are. It's a good old time. Anyway, this is all just set up because this guy is doomed.
Rest in peace.
He ends up driving out to the hospital to see the man who got brutally shot. He's alive and seems to be awake. So he's gonna go meet him. He makes the mistake of driving by himself, so then he gets apprehended by someone. We don't know who. And Sister Knight receives a phone call, and she's instructed to go.
A very ominous phone call.
Yes, and
Threatening.
she's instructed to go by herself or as herself and not in a mask. So she goes to a countryside tree where she sees.
Just a pro tip for the listeners out there: if you get a phone call like that, just hang up.
Yeah, just say the wrong number. Hang up. Where she sees a man that she had encountered earlier, a paraplegic man who is the same guy that we saw in the opening in Tulsa.
Yes, a child.
Yeah, the child from the opening.
Black Superman.
Yes, hanging above the chief of police who has been lynched. In a very potent imagery from.
Oh, yes, it's just like the movie you saw.
Yeah. Well, also, isn't it just a direct image of isn't it a very direct image of lynchings with the one shoe missing and stuff?
Oh, I didn't catch that. I guess I'm a dumb.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. You know when you look up lynching photos. Anyway,
Swanson's what we call an aficionado.
Swanson's a history buff.
yeah, I'm just real into history, guys.
He likes to collect memorabilia.
Oh no.
And he has a very interesting wardrobe.
Anyways, it's not clear what this guy's deal is. And
Yeah.
that's the cliffhanger.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Final thoughts?
I
I
feel like this is
understood.
going to be a Watchmen situation. No, not Watchmen. Westworld.
This is gonna be a Watchmen situation. Yeah. So you
It's
think?
going to be like... I think it's going to play out like Westworld. It's going to go to shit.
It's going to have an interesting premise and then quickly get extremely boring.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that
I
it'll
mean,
be the opposite.
But, the Lost guy is involved.
Yeah, but I also know that he did The Leftovers, which is a way better show than Lost ever was.
He learned his lesson, okay?
He did the time.
We'll see.
So what is that? Is that a tune in or a tune out?
Well, I want to know if Keo has any thoughts.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't really care what's going on in this show.
You don't care who lives or who dies.
Or who tells the story?
This world is thrashed. I don't care.
Wow.
It seems interesting and it was entertaining at least. I just don't know what's going on.
I mean, you're about only half more confused. You're only about 2 times as confused as us. So.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so but it's not, you're not
I'm
that.
just wondering if this show's going to be woke or not, and
It's gonna be what?
I'm not sure about the politics of this show. It seems like
that's kind of. I just don't know what's going on with the politics of this show either. What's the message of this show exactly? Is there a message, or is it just we got stuff going on here?
Yeah,
here we go.
That's the thing I'm sort of interested to see. I don't know.
The showrunner Damon Lindelof had some words about the themes of the show.
Oh,
Yes.
Were they good words?
Well, to quote, he says the theme of the quote starts "What if the police start dressing up? It's a provocative and interesting question. When you get to the end of the season, it's not resolved. In the 100 years of the United States, if we make it that far, we're still going to be worried about the police and whether or not they treat everybody the same. This is not a solvable problem."
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a bad take. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see where this show goes. I'm sort of, I was enjoying most of the ride that it took me on, even if the world
the rails run out and you're gonna fall down a ravine.
Yeah, I mean, at least I enjoyed part of Westworld.
I mean, the scene to scene shots were just interesting and fun to watch, but I just don't know what they're getting at, and I'm scared. I can really get behind white supremacist gang being the villains, but what greater purpose is this serving? Who knows?
Yeah, and it's not the Tulsa PD, as far as we can tell, the protagonists thus far are, descendants of the people who burned down Tulsa in the 1920s.
Right.
And I don't think I wonder if the show is going to bring up that connective tissue, that lineage.
The show doesn't really seem to be that interested in it. It just seems to be more into the imagery.
I would say it's very interested in it, but that it's laying the groundwork for it. I'm willing to eat my words later, though.
Yeah, let's see if it handles it in a stupid way or not.
That's kind of hopeful thinking, because they didn't really demonstrate it. It's just if you have faith in this show, you can trust that they'll actually handle it well, but otherwise, I didn't see it yet.
It doesn't really matter.
So what's that for you, Kyo?
I guess it's going to be a tentative tune-in.
Yeah, it's a tune in, but be careful.
It's a tune in.
Watch
Watch yourself, counselor. All right. Well, that was a tune in for Watchmen.
But remember, cops are bad.
Yes. Yeah, cops are always bad, even if they wear masks. And I don't know about you guys, but maybe we'll check in on this, like as a "what are you watching" type of deal at a certain point.
And maybe don't say that our problems aren't solvable.
Oh yeah,
Better things are possible, folks.
There's also the thing where, reading what you posted here in our little chat here, Stairmaster, he does say that he was interested to see what a liberal president would be like, and that if there was a majority for a long time, it would be bad.
Oh, God.
Also, you need a two-party system in order to achieve some level of balance.
Perhaps the truth is somewhere in the middle. And also, he said he agreed with Ozymandias blowing up New York.
Oh, yeah, that's a...
Interesting take.
Yeah. A move, by the way, Kyorain, that in the actual comic itself is described as causing millions of casualties.
Also, the guy who does it asked Dr. Manhattan, who lives outside of time and experiences all events simultaneously, whether it works. And Dr. Manhattan's response is to smile at him and say, "Nothing ever ends," before disappearing, presumably forever.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it's kind of ambiguous. So even the text implies that might not be a permanent solution.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a tune in for Watchmen, and
Watch your back.
watch your backs on that one.
Watch your six!
That's it for this week's episode of the show. That's it for TV tuners. That's it. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Bye.
Bye.
It's over.
I found him.
I don't know what to say!